Hey guys, so I'd like to talk about space in your own home, having the appropriate kind of space so that you can do your hobbies. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be with your significant other, but if you choose to do so, that's awesome. And a friend of mine downsized his home, and their kids have already gone off to college and had their lives, and they're getting into their professional part of their adulthood. And they've been married 37 years now, and they're in their retirement years. But the issue that he is having is that he doesn't have enough space to do his own thing. Um, so they're kind of sharing a space, and that's where they kind of butt heads. She's still running a business. It's kind of her hobby. It's what keeps her going. He likes photography. He's a good friend of mine and co-worker and stuff like that. And they butt heads every so often. So he carries that with him when he comes into work. And the other day I talked to him and I said, dude, you need your own space. I don't know if you have a garage. Maybe turn the garage into your own workspace. Turn it into a livable space for your office or something. And or give her a space. I don't know if you can do like extend out your room or give up or like a storage room, because like I'm sure there's something you can do so that she has her space and you have your space. Heck, get a trailer for yourself for the photography, because then it's literally, you can put that in your backyard. I'm joking about this. Like, don't take that part seriously. And that way you can do your photography in the backyard. Give yourself your own hobby space, because when you relax and you're not at work, you can just be there, and that way she doesn't interrupt you. You can chill. You can do whatever the heck you want in that space, and she can do whatever the heck she wants in her space. And that way it stops you from living on top of each other. And I think that he kind of thought about it and whatnot. It's like he was talking the divorce talk, and I'm like, dude, don't do that. You've been together for 37 years. You're gonna miss her, man. You're gonna miss the heck out of her. And he's like, I know, but and I'm like, no buts. Fix the situation. Find a solution that will be amicable for the both of you. My grandparents, as they got older, slept in separate rooms because my granddad snored. My grandmom didn't. And he also had a bad hip, so he wanted a different kind of mattress. So that was another reason. But they spent all their waking hours together, like on weekends and stuff. He had his cars, his old-fashioned cars, where he rented them out to movie theaters, where they were filming movies and stuff. His most famous one, the one he loved the most, was the old one that used to make vehicles out of wood. And she had her quilting. She used to win awards with the quilts that she made, and that was the parts of their lives that they still did professionally but separately, and they loved it. My granddad was an engineer. He had all these blueprints for massive boilers and all sorts of stuff, which I didn't know about until he passed away. And my grandmom just loved her quilting. She had her office, if you will, upstairs in the living quarters, and she had two rooms actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, she had a part of the kitchen that was about 20 feet long, and that's how big she could make a quilt, like massive quilts. And then she had another one where it was part of the dining room where she did the smaller stuff. And my granddad has his basement office, and he had the garage as well. So they had their own little areas within this home, and it was awesome because they could still do the things they loved, enjoyed each other's company, and I am more than certain. Actually, I have some memories now that I'm thinking about it, of my grandmom coming out to car shows and enjoying that time with my granddad. And I'm sure he went to some of her quilting, hobby with all her lady friends. I'm sure that probably drove him nuts. I remember actually going to a few of them, and I was always working on little model cars and stuff and whatnot. And it was quite lively, let's say. My grandmom was awesome. I remember her making me stuffed animals and stuff, and I was really into The Land Before Time and things of that nature. And the point of this is having your own space is healthy. having your own space to be able to relax and do your own thing is very, very important. This year, my mom got to enjoy the deck. I finished the deck last year, and that is her space. I don't really go out there all that much. I just do the work. I still got a bunch of things I want to do, but I'm just so bloody busy. But she has her office, she has a sitting room, she has her outside or whatever, and that's hers. The far side has my storage, the other side has my cars and trucks and bikes and all that nonsense, which I am going to clean up. But the point of it is, we all need our own space. Like, I have my bedroom, she has her bedroom, and then I'm going to finish off. I'm taking a week off to do the theater room downstairs, which will be a communal space. I'm going to put a desk down there, like not a desk where I'm going to have all work stuff on. Maybe I'll do some like paperwork and stuff down there. But that desk will be just a kind of a workspace for when anybody needs it. And the point of all that is we all have our separate areas of the house that will give us our own freedom. We're not going to be, it's not just this one person's area, but like mom's office is mom's office. Like as in, for example, the garage is my garage. It's a storage facility. Gotta clean that stuff out. But the whole part of this video is, and when I was talking to my friend, I said, we all need our own space. And as I was telling him this, he got a little bit quiet, so that's when you can tell that he's thinking. Like, oh yeah. I said the trailer thing just as a bit of a joke. But you do need your own space so that you guys aren't living on top of each other, and that way you can do your own thing in your own time, and each of you is not interrupting the other. And being respectful of your own place too, like your own space. Keep being clean, making sure you don't step on the other person's toes, don't just walk into their space. Treat it as this is like a professional environment where you need to be invited into. And that makes it nice as well. Don't just walk in. Because what if they're working on something for you, or they're doing something that's like just where they're concentrating on? They don't want that big interruption. Specifically, if it's photo related, you don't want to mess up those the red light and all that. And if it's music related, you don't want to mess up the track. What if they have got a really good beat going? You got this momentum happening, and all of a sudden you go in there and cause a ruckus, and it's going to change their mind on what they're doing. Like, you need this space, this quiet space, this ability to create, to build, and have fun, and just be in your own little mind and enjoying the peace. Having your own space is about enjoying your own peace. It's not cutting someone off, and it helps the relationship too, because when you're in there, or say you go away. Here's another one that I learned recently, because I asked somebody, because he was talking about he had to go away for a week, and I made a joke. I'm like, did you make sure to invite your wife, even though it's his business? And he's like, oh, I definitely did, man. That's very astute of you. And I said, thank you. And he's like, if I don't invite her, she gets mad. If I do invite her and she says that she doesn't want to come, then the ball is in her court. And then if it was actually a traveling trip down to the US or something like that, and it's for work, so it's going to be boring, she wouldn't have anything to do, and that's how she replied back. But then she responded with, let's make a vacation where we can both go down and enjoy the city. And I'm like, oh, you're on the hook now, buddy. You got to come through. And he laughed a little bit. It's like, yeah, I got some holidays coming up. Well, we're going to make that happen. And these are the kind of conversations you need to have. And you need to give your significant other the opportunity to miss you. You have to give them the opportunity to spend time with you. Whatever it is. Like if you do something really great. Let's say you built a Jeep, which is what I'm trying to do, and you get it started for the first time. Invite them down for that startup. Because maybe they want to experience that thrill of turning over an engine for the first time and seeing your face light up. They might just want to be there for that, so it might be maybe important to them. For me, I would hands down be saying, hey, about to start the Jeep. You got 5 minutes to get on down here. Let's go. We're going to give her a rip. Like, something like that. And I've done that before with my mom, because that's who lives with me. And she's come down for those moments and whatnot. She has no interest in it to speak of, but she wants to support me, so she'll come down. We'll laugh and cut up a little bit. And that's what it's really about. Like, she doesn't care if an engine runs or not, as long as it's her vehicle that's running. But what I'm trying to say is share with what you're passionate about with the one you love, It's okay to have a little bit of space. It's okay to give them space, and it's okay to be away for a week or 2 weeks from them. You don't have to be around all the time making them sick of you, and sometimes you have to give them the opportunity to miss you. To me, this is all parts of a healthy relationship. And when you start getting at each other, look for a solution. Don't look for the D word. Like, that's the divorce word. That's nasty. You used to say, like, the leading cause of divorce, what's that? And somebody would reply back with, that's marriage. Like, that's neither here nor there. Like, my older friends, they've been married for 30 some odd years. They love each other. Sometimes they get at each other. That's perfectly normal. Sometimes they're doing something that's going to piss the other one off, and they're not intentionally doing it, and then they work it out. That's going to happen. That's part of a healthy relationship. Working it out is part of a healthy relationship in my mind. And when you do work it out, you become stronger. You build that bond, and that's how that happens. So it's all about space, that intimate space for yourself. And when you want to show them your accomplishment, invite them down on in, invite them on over, whatever it is, invite them on up. Depends on where your room might happen to be. And to me, that is part of a successful relationship, part of a successful marriage, and having your own space, and she having her own space to do what she likes. Now, another story I was told, there was a husband and wife, their kids are grown up, and their kids are off in college at this time. And I'm not sure what happened, but his space became his solitude, where he'd just spend all his time out in the garage. He'd be working, building stuff for wood or whatever. Didn't do anything inside the house though. And he used to make all sorts of furniture to sell it as his hobby thing. But he also had an amazing sound system, a big screen TV out there. There was all sorts of stuff where that would be his area. And when that area becomes a part of your life, where it takes over everything else and you're ignoring your wife, that's when the relationship becomes unhealthy. So having your own space is healthy. Inviting her into it is also healthy. But don't let it take over your life. So that was just my thoughts on it. Things that over the past year that I've been able to pick up and understand. And I really hope that my friend, co-worker, my worker of close proximity, takes some advice that I gave him that I think really does hit home and really can improve people's lives and maybe save a relationship, maybe save a marriage. Because to me, that is something that is amazing. Like my grandparents, they had their own space. So that was one story I told you was about Percy and Betty Porn. Like obviously you know that already from a previous video. And then there's another one that I was thinking about as well. My granddad, Carl, he would work on tractors and he had his own farming and stuff. And Maida, his wife, would train animals, have her puppies like poodles and stuff on the outside, poodles on the inside, shepherds on the outside. Those are the two breeds that she loved. The last one they had his name was Bear, and he was just a monster, like King Shepherd. And just the only two people who could go near him was Carl and Maida. And I would never be allowed to go near him. But the poodles were amazing, Lucky and the Thrippins, because it was the third white poodle that she had. That's why she called her Thrippins. The first two were called Penny, and if you have 3 pennies, it's a Thrippins. It's a British thing. Can't believe I remembered that. And it's important that when you're with someone, even though you're married for years and years and years, that you have your own space. And there is a certain beauty in that. And when you invite your significant other into your space, and when she invites you into her space, it's like meeting them all over again, because they're always doing something creative. They're always doing something amazing. Whether it's training a dog or fixing a tractor. I could just imagine my granddad Carl taking Maida away around the yard in his new tractor or his fixed up tractor. He always had a thing for these behemoths. And even in his retirement, when he was in the retirement home, he had them bring a tractor just so that he had one. It's crazy. But I can't believe they even allowed that, right? But this is one of those things That's a staple. So when you're with your significant other, that's my boss calling. I just hung up on my boss. Not a good idea. I'm going to call him back just now. I want to end off the video. So having your own space is healthy. Having too much of your own space is not healthy. So find a balance. Create a space for yourself. Create a space for your significant other. And you will first start with your significant other. Always start with your significant other first. And that way you're able to create your own space. Either just as nice, maybe a little bit nicer, depending. Or maybe do hers really nice and have yours as whatever. I would probably go the way of making hers really, really nice, having fun in that, and mine would just be a shack somewhere. I wouldn't care. So anyways, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, keep this in mind when if you're getting married. Keep this in mind if you are married, that everybody needs their own space, their own peace, their own ability to be creative and just enjoy life. And it really is about the enjoyment of life. And that's how I view things. Peace.